Hey, welcome back to Boy Time Channel. Today, Sufjan Stevens, All Delighted People EP. Wheel.
Uh, yes, nothing has changed.
Oh my god, our pride flag fits now.
That's right. It's been a year, and it finally fits.
We've come
Perfect.
full circle.
That's right. Good.
Wow.
I hate this. Uh, oh, I should remove Daft Punk. Get
Yes.
out of here.
I guess
Uh,
for some people, real quick, just because some people were asking about how our system works. So the
oh
ones that
yeah.
are lower numbers are ones that we both think we'd both enjoy, like equally. Like we're both gonna love this. As the
Yes.
numbers go up, it's like so Jerry when he puts Joe Hawley in the yikes. Well, actually, yikes is a little bit of a different category because we could both hate it. For my yikes,
Well,
I usually put stuff that I think I'm gonna really like, but he's gonna like absolutely despise. But things that I
yeah,
want to listen
mine are
to.
different.
Yeah.
Mine are universal,
Yes.
hopefully. Um,
But yeah,
I guess
basically
we'll
that's
see.
it. The so the lower the number, the more both of us like hypothetically would like. And
Yes.
as we get more into the higher numbers, it's more fringe for like that person picking specifically.
Yes, indeed. You know what? I think I've been stuck on the same three Sufjan albums forever. I think
Mm,
it's time we add a fourth
let's do it.
with Sufjan All Delighted People.
Let's go. What back with Sufjan? I think we did Illinois like over a year ago at this point.
That was like one of our first ones, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
one of the best ones. Um, but we're back. This is an EP that's an hour long because Sufjan does not follow rules. Um, we got some long boys on here, which I'm pretty excited for. Sufjan and long songs is a pretty good combo. Um, this is interesting because like this was released literally like less than a month or a couple weeks or something after Age of Ads, I believe,
Oh,
um, which was like a pretty huge album for him. So I don't know, it's kind of cool that he like released two full sets of material.
yeah.
Age of Ads is known for being very boopity boppity and electronic. So I'm guessing we're not going to get that today since he just released something like that, like literally weeks apart. But Age of Ads is pretty good. So, but I'm expecting more kind of Illinois vibes. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting just from the cover art, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. I have not listened to much Sufjan, factually, even though I would say he is one of my favorite
Hmm.
artists. Um, I've only listened to Carrie and Lowell, Illinois, obviously, and then the new one. Well,
Yeah,
not
his
the
catalog.
newest one. The
Yeah, the collab.
yeah, that one.
His catalog is interesting because there's like main albums, and then there's like little side projects, and then there's like two Christmas albums, um, and then he has his 5 hour ambient pieces.
Right.
Um, so he's kind of all over the place. It's kind of hard to like pick and choose what you should listen to when it comes to Sufjan. But I do want to do Seven Swans eventually because that one is supposed to be very good as well.
Yes, I've
Um,
heard of that one.
yeah. So we'll keep it to one Sufjan reaction per year, I guess. Next year we'll do Seven Swans.
Or if he does a
Or his
new record.
new album. If he does a new album, we'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
Because, duh.
We didn't do
Yeah.
a reaction to the Angelo de Augustine one.
No, we did not.
We're
I don't
cowards.
remember why, but I do love that album.
I don't know. I don't know if that was before Illinois.
It might have been.
Um,
I don't remember.
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if he does anything, that looks like it's gonna be like not an ambient thing, because like he
Which should
did,
be next because he did just do another ambient thing this year.
yes.
So,
So yeah, we'll for sure do that.
yes.
Um, but yeah, I guess without further ado, we'll get started with All Delighted People original version.
All delighted people raise their hands, and I took you by the sleeve. No other reason than to be your leading man.
It's interesting that there's a classic rock version of this song because this could
It's
very
already
well
kind of
be like a,
bluesy.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
this could be like a Pink Floyd song or something.
Yeah.
This vibe right now.
Gently lay your arms surround me in the lake. I'm joy with you forever. I'm not easily
Okay. All right, that was All Delighted People original version.
That was really good. Um, that was a lot. There was a lot happening there,
Yes.
which I should have expected from this area as Sufjan because that man was just out of his mind. This does feel like a perfect blend between Illinois and Age of Ads. Um, you get kind of the quirked up, like more orchestral, kind of pretty sections of Illinois, but you also get this kind of like existentialism, this kind of something's not right, something's off. He has like this radio filter on his voice that he uses on that album as well. Um, so really kind of cool mix. I love how the song is just like encapsulating all of like the world, the good and bad, how we deal with the bad, and the relationship between them. I love the refrain, just kind of, or the chorus, just over and over again, that all the lighted people raise their hands. It brings it back to the central theme, and it gains power every time it does that. He's just so good at like pacing his long songs. He's really, really, really good at the long song format, and the song is like no different. It did take me a while to get into it when it started going. I felt like it kind of like rushed into the first verse, so it was like, "Whoa, what's happening?" You just started immediately, but like once the second and third verse hit, I'm all the way in. I love the noise. I love the compression. I love how messy it is because like usually I'd pick these things out and be like, okay, I couldn't tell what was happening in that section. You need to like clear up the mix. There's too much compression. There's too much just muddiness. But when your song's about the chaos of the world and how people deal with it, you can get messy, loud, put a whole bunch of stuff in there. It sounds like the album cover. It's great. So
Sure.
they're good.
Yeah, no, I like that one. I think I'm, maybe missing out because I've not heard Age of Ads, so I don't really
Hmm.
uh, know what is happening. This is very different from what I have heard. Not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, I think on the whole, I enjoyed the song quite a bit. I would say maybe it slumped a little bit in the middle. Um, because I really liked the beginning part, and then I loved like 8.5 minutes on, where it's like they
Hmm.
started doing the violin plucky things. I'm like, ooh, okay, now we're mixing it up. It was a nice little change of pace. So I don't know. Um, Maybe I would have liked it if that section came in a little bit sooner, but I don't know. I still really enjoyed it.
I remember what the beginning of the song sounds like, frankly. There was a
Yeah,
lot going on.
there was a lot going on.
Mhm.
Um, I think maybe my biggest gripe is that maybe my biggest draw to Sufjan is his voice. He has the
Mhm.
voice of an angel, the smoothest voice in the whole seven seas. And I'm not a big fan of him covering it up with his pumped up kicks
Yeah,
radio effect thing.
yeah. I'd agree when the instrumental sounds like this. I think it works on Age of Ads because of how like electronic it is. But here it's like I want to hear the warmth of his voice, and I'm not getting that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
almost
yeah.
like metallic. I don't know if how I feel about it.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see if he keeps doing it. Maybe
Mhm.
it'll work. But
I do want to note that that Paul Simon has a writing credit on this track because of how many Sound of Silence references there are.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny. I did notice the was it Hello Darkness, my old
yeah. Hello,
friend.
darkness, my old friend. All and the people bowed and prayed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's another one somewhere.
Right. I didn't even notice the other ones. But yeah, that's fun. Right. Well, then I guess without further ado, we'll move on to track two, Enchanting Ghost.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Try to replicate it with a scene. If it troubles you to breathe, wait a moment, I could change the scenery. Don't carry on carrying efforts. Oh no. Oh, oh, oh. Somewhere there's a room for each of us to grow. And if it pleases you to leave me, just go. Oh, oh, oh. Stopping you would stifle your enchanting ghost. It's only that I meant to bring love and liveliness to your breast on the sea. Or if it pleases you to leave me, just go. Oh, oh, oh. Stopping you would stifle your enchanting ghost.
All right. Enchanting Ghost.
I really like that. It's cool to hear him experimenting. I feel like Illinois was so uptight in the way that like everything felt very perfectly placed. So I like how he's like trying different things and they come across as like kind of weird but like work. I think the vocal effect not being here on this track is perfect. It's a more emotive song and the fact that it's more intimate.
Mm-hmm.
I like the kind of enchanting ghost aspect of like a relationship where you're kind of like clinging to this ghost of a person that you once met who isn't there anymore. Really like that. I love the way like this acoustic guitar meshes with this like really weird plucky electric guitar, and then the piano kind of interplays between all of those. Gives a really kind of pretty sparkly atmosphere. Yeah, really like that one.
Yeah, I like that one too. Um, I think this is maybe the first time I've heard him like strain his voice a little bit. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
that's kind of interesting.
This feels very lo-fi for him.
Yes, yes, which is nice. I really liked that one. I mean, pretty simple. I think they call that Travis picking, with the acoustic guitar there.
Hmm.
But I mean, yeah, that's all you need. Like this, this is something that like could be on a Carrie and Lowell if you had a little bit more boop bops.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Still really good. I'm enjoying myself here. Right. Next track is Heirloom. All right, it's a John Denver song now.
When your heirloom's wilted brown, when the devil's pushing down, when your morning has a sound, and you hesitate to laugh, how quickly will your joy pass? How quickly will your joy pass? And when your legs give out, just lie right down, and I will kiss you till your breath is found. And when you walk inside, I feel the door. I'll never let it push your arms no more.
Heirloom.
That was pretty good.
I like that one a lot. Yeah.
Yes, I love the kind of. This reminded me of Nick Drake a lot. Um, Very minimal, but that guitar just fills the mix. Like there's just fantastic textures going on in there. Um, Apparently, this was like one of his first songs he ever wrote. That's what it says on Genius. But it's simple. It's gorgeous. I mean, the guitar playing is fantastic. Um, it's crazy because like this song is great. Um, but it does not stand up to any single song on Carrie and Lowell, which is kind of crazy. Like, because the whole time I'm like, this is pretty good, but it's not that, and I don't know why. But that album is just a masterpiece. So
Well,
it's not a discredit to this song at all. But I'm like, part of me was like, I want you to slow down the guitar a little bit so you can feel the words a little bit. But at the same time, I'm like, this guitar sounds so good. So, really good though.
Yes. Yeah. It's so hard. Like I almost have to like separate Carrie and Lowell from everything else he's ever done because it's like even listening to like some stuff on Beginner's Mind, it's like I mean I like this. It's not as good as Carrie and Lowell, but you just kind of be like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. I made a joke that it was the John Denver thing. He used the James Taylor chord. He does this very James Taylor does this very like specific thing. I think it's this D variant chord that he does, and he always hops on it. And he does like the same thing that James Taylor does in a lot of his songs. I'm like, oh, interesting. Like I think it's the same riff that was kind of in Fire and Rain, the beginning of it, like that. That is, I think, his D variant thing that he does.
I just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen Carolina in my mind.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd
interesting.
be interested to see like since this is one of the first songs, if he wrote that this guitar accompaniment is like also that old, because that makes sense why a lot of these influencers are just like right here.
There. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I have not seen a single interview with this man, so I don't know
Me neither. He doesn't. Yeah.
if those exist. Just kind of seems like a hermit. Just kind of shows up and drops music and then
The only thing I've
disappears.
like seen him like be a person at is like this Austin City Limits recording of Illinois back in like 2006, where like you could see him being kind of goofy and awkward on stage because he's not used to it.
Oh,
But I mean that in the Carrie and Lowell live album you can see him playing, but there's not a lot of like conversation or anything. It's just like he
Right.
plays the music in dips. So I'd be interested to see an interview with him or something because I really do not know how he acts as a person.
yeah. Someone needs to do it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's like 20 years from now and he's old and decrepit. I don't know how decrepit he would be.
50.
50. But yeah, I guess we'll move on. Track 4 is From the Mouth of Gabriel.
Desperate measures lead to death. From the mouth of Gabriel, who died in his sleep when the world was a very big mess, a very big mess. He saw too much. From now on, I will look away from every accident that may or may not come my way. Don't be so sure of what you feel. It might as well be trouble from now on. Just let the universe be your shelter from the enemy. For to keep his word. And while I spoke something left from my life, forget about the past. Be at rest, I'll make things right. And while I held you at best, you nearly died. Forget about the past, and I tried to make things right.
All right, that was From the Mouth of Gabriel.
That was pretty decent. I have one
Oh,
big issue.
okay.
The song sounds like this. It's way too blown out.
Yes, the keyboard
Um,
especially.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't mind a little bit of, you know, noise and compression in that, but like when everything is that sharp and it's the whole backing of the song, vocals included, it gets to be a little much.
Yeah.
But I like the sound of it. I just don't like the way that it was mixed. It wasn't until like the very end when those bass notes came in, and I'm like, oh, it finally rounds it out. But the whole song just felt so pointy. It was like hard to concentrate on the song.
Right.
um, but I mean, the sound of it was kind of nice. It was kind of ruined by just how overblown the mix was.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same exact complaint. Like as soon as it starts, those
Mhm.
keyboards are like really high and sharp. I'm like, whoa.
It's like clipping. It's like
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
It's like okay, there. Which kind of sucks because I think
Mhm.
like I don't know. I was able to kind of get past it, and the song is pretty decent.
Mhm.
But man, that mixing is rough.
Yeah, I mean the rhythms were nice, and I like the Age of Ads electronics. It's just like, ah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. It was all right. It
he's
was
trying
okay.
stuff.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I guess I will just move on. Track 5, The Owl and the Tanager.
And all I'd hoped for, I kept inside your car. The rabbit in the bar. Most of all, I wait beside the door. I wait beside the door. And all I was wrong, trembling in the cage. I was diamonds in the cage.
The Owl and the Tanager.
Fantastic. Maybe my favorite one here. Um,
Mm.
really great. I love the piano. Really, really fantastic ballad. Uh, just I love his little intricate, kind of delicate playing, and his vocals range on this track particularly is fantastic. Writing is great. I love him using these different animals, these different birds to kind of portray the different emotions happening in this relationship, and the emotions just like with it as the song goes on. Really paints a picture super well. This would probably be up there with Futile Devices for me as this kind of Sufjan song where it is more of a ballad. But yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. No, I thought that one was pretty good. Um, for whatever reason, songs like these always take a couple listens for me to like latch onto, unless it's like something like really phenomenal where I'm like, oh boy, that's the stuff right
Hmm.
there. Like I think Horn, I had an immediate reaction. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's it. That's the thing. But yeah, even songs like in retrospect, I really like even Please Stay
Hmm.
on Lucy Dacus. That one took me forever to come around on, and I think this is gonna be one of those. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just like I get it. Um, so I'll I'll probably it's a grower for me, but doesn't mean that it's bad. Um, but what do we want to do about the classic rock version? Because we have already listened to the song.
Um, let's peep it. If it's too similar, we can skip it.
Okay, okay. All right, then I guess we'll get started with the classic rock version, and maybe we'll move on to Arnica as well.
Tomorrow you'll see it through. The clouded
Just
out
straight up not classic
disguises
rock.
what you
Banjo.
Oh,
though
Maybe
I
him on like a
wonder
medieval rock.
how the love
okay. This is a
grows.
lute, actually.
Yes.
1,000
Ye old
lights
rock.
appeared on our home. All delighted people raised their hands, and I took you by the sleeve.
I don't get this. This is not classic rock at all.
No other
He would pull a
reason
fast one.
than to be your leading man. And you woke up with a
Just wait for the 6 minute Freebird guitar solo.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for some electric guitars and stuff.
on the vision.
There it is.
I knew it.
I'm not sure if we're gonna have much to say, but that was All Delighted People classic rock version.
I don't know if I would consider that classic rock,
I wouldn't.
but I do think it is as good as the original version.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot to put the same song on a record twice, but I think this is completely justified. Um, both songs have a very distinct feel. I did really enjoy how he kind of honed in for this one a little bit more. You're able to focus on lyrics a little bit more because he doesn't have this filter over his voice. There isn't as much crazy instrumentation going on. And I
Yeah.
love the banjo. Like the yacht rock guitar was really sweet. And it had kind of this dirge to it a little bit. That was kind of cool. It felt like he's like grown in experience through the past four songs, and then he's like reprising this song, which feels
Right.
really cool. So I am in favor of him doing this twice. This was usually something where it's like, oh, this is like a bonus track situation where they remix their own song. But I think
Yeah,
this
yeah.
deserves the other version. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
No, I think I prefer the classic rock version
Hmm.
over the original. Um, except maybe the end. I was not a fan of the electric guitar weird clipping thing they were doing.
Age of Ads doesn't get that crazy, but that's some stuff that goes on in that album.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll listen to that one sometime.
Yeah, we could put it on the wheel too. I'd like to revisit that.
Oh, okay, sure, we can do that next year.
Yes.
And but yeah, no, I thought that one was pretty good. Caught the Paul Simon references this time. Nice.
See, now we know what's going on because we've already heard the song.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll just move on, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say. It's the same song. Track 7 is Arnica.
Arnica might take out the throws that I threw.
He would do a wing, 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 and then just like super calm song.
That's true.
Bruno, your wife, shakes the bedclothes as she makes up your bed. I'm tired of life. I'm tired of waiting for someone. Tired of life. I'm tired of life. I'm tired of life. I'm tired of life.
The Spotify lyrics just say, I'm tired of life, etc.
Etc.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Oh, that's awesome. He's clearly saying I'm going. Go on, Spotify.
All right, that was Arnica.
If Sufjan made pure comedy. That's what the song is. I really, really, really like that one. I love how he's just doodling on all these instruments, throwing it in there, and it's working. These like little polyrhythms in here are fantastic. I love just the texture of this thing. Vocals are great. I love the lyrics of the song as well. The chorus is one of my favorites. I feel like every artist nowadays has one of these "I'm done with everything" songs, and I love all of them. But I mean, even just I love that he's using nature and animals and things to portray themes across this whole record. Because the arnica is like an herb that like treats. You can use it as a skin treatment for like bruises and stuff. But if you eat it, it's like will kill you. So it's kind of this dichotomy of him like wrestling with this thought of death and being like tired of life and just like I'm ending it, and then at the end of the song he's like, no, I'm gonna heal and move on. So just the man doesn't stop working. Like he's just, even on this EP that seems like kind of a bridge between two albums, he's like doing really fantastic songwriting, and he's playing around with instruments a lot. So yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a ton to say about that one. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, really, really solid stuff. It just kind of sounded nice. And that's really what I care about the most. So that's all I care about. And I thought I'd accomplished. It was a nice little come down after All Delighted People again. We'll see what happens next with the 17-minute behemoth Joe Haraya.
This is easy.
Is easy.
I've
I
listened to a
guess.
45-minute song 4 times since it came out on Friday. I'm chilling.
Well, I suppose in that context, sure. Well, then I guess let's get started then with Joe Haraya.
I do want to warn you that Genius explicitly says it's an 11-minute intro before there's any lyrics.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Just so you're not expecting anything.
All right. Well, that's what I love to hear.
And the time you held to the light, when the water ran with the strange again, when the walls were wet with your life, and you pushed yourself to the floor, and the spirit went where it went, hovering, discovering, uncovering your life on the floor. Go on, sister. Go on, sister. For the world is yours, all the world is yours. Go on, little sister. Go on, little sister. For the world is yours, all the wilderness of the world is yours. Go on, little sister. Go on. For you're beautiful, beautiful. All the fullness of the world is yours.
For such a long song, that was an abrupt ending.
Real.
That was Joharia.
I gotta do it. It's a masterpiece.
Oh, okay.
It's a masterpiece. This was straight up Age of Ads, like, and one of the best ones on that record if it would have been on there. Um, just like the horns, the just harsh electric guitar, these kind of beepity boopity little electronics going on. Um, it's just beautiful. Like the compositions are weird, they're messy, they're noisy, but the subject matter of the song just backs it up 100%. I love just like this buildup of it. It's kind of carrying you through like calm stages, rough stages, but it just culminates. I feel like it tells the whole story through the instrumental, and then he comes in the last couple of minutes and explains the story. I love the idea of like being the older sibling and looking back down on your younger sibling, and like when they're going through life and they're having hard times and they're like trying to figure everything out, in that pain and kind of like hurt that goes along with that you feel as an older sibling. I feel like it comes across so strong here. I love It's kind of reminds me of Impossible Soul on Age of Ads, where it comes together in this kind of like very optimistic, just explosion at the end. There's soul in it. There's just every single word he said was just like fantastic. I love the delivery on his lines too. It had kind of like this internal rhyme scheme that just felt really nice, where he'd like repeat a word and then tie it together with the last word of the phrase. Yeah, amazing, fantastic. I love every minute of it. I love that he's just like, this is an EP and he's going so hard in the composition and the experimentation, and I love it. So, a fantastic way to close an album.
Yeah, I love just looking at his discography. This is so weirdly placed. It's like Age of Ads, and then there's this, and then there's a giant Christmas record, and then
Yep.
Carrie and Lowell. I was like, what a run!
Oh man.
But yeah, no, I don't know if I would go as far as to say it's a masterpiece, but I'm also very tired right now. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to re-listen to this one a little bit, but off the get-go, like, I didn't hate it, and it didn't feel like it was 17 minutes, which is probably the biggest praise I can give it. But yeah, no, I I I, I like the instrumental bit. Yeah, and then like as soon as he started singing, I'm like, oh boy, this is a nice. It's just nice. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about it, but
I do want to note that whoever their parents are, naming them Sufjan and Jaharia is like the coolest thing.
that's true. I think
They're
I
doing
saw.
it right.
I think I saw somewhere. Like I read a biography about the guy, and like I think he grew up in like a multi-religious like
Yeah.
thing. I don't know what to call it, but like a group of people that like kind of combined all different religions into one thing, which explains the names. But yeah, Jaharia, that kicks ass.
Real.
Yeah. Well, Sufjan is also a great name.
Sufjan's also a great name.
Yeah.
He's an interesting man. He's lived in like a whole bunch of different states. The themes of religion in his music are really interesting. Like, he's an interesting dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Just wish I knew more about him.
I know.
He's a tough nut. Um, but I guess, yeah, I guess we can do the wheel now.
Yes, sir. That was fantastic.
Oh,
Sufjan
yeah.
does not miss at all.
Guess we should probably talk about the record as a whole
Yeah.
first.
His albums page on Spotify like frustrates me because I want to see just like the main things, and like these things often get glossed over just because of how messy his Spotify page is. But this is like still top notch.
Yeah.
Like, this is something I didn't really know existed until like someone recommended it. And I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
a thing. But yeah, this is fantastic. Like, I love pretty much every song. I just had a mixing issue with From the Mouth of Gabriel, but other than that, like, there's some pretty good stuff on here. I wouldn't say like a lot of this material trumps stuff that are like on his main, like you know, his big records. But you know, Heirloom, Owl and the Tanager, Jaharia, like those are like prime Sufjan songs. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Fantastic.
should probably point out that this was a suggestion. Someone did
This
recommend
was one of our
this.
first, actually.
Yes. So if I can still find a comment,
Year and a half later or whatever.
wherever. I don't remember what this could have possibly been on. Maybe it would
It
have
might have been
our
on
Illinois.
Illinois. I don't know.
Maybe. Also, fun fact, I looked up the vinyl for this, and it's a little interesting. I don't know if you've looked it up, but he changes the order of the songs just a little bit. He moves Heirloom, so there's two vinyls, and then so everything's the same except side C is Heirloom and Jaharia back to back. Everything else is the same, and then side D are all piano solos for a short film that Natalie Portman did called Eve, and it's all just the piano solos for that on side D.
Interesting.
which is weird because that is not on his Spotify or
No.
anything at all. So like the only way to listen to those is to get the All Delighted People EP vinyl, and it's side D.
And I'm sure it's not too cheap.
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
No.
Um, yeah, I don't even think I've seen Age of Ads.
Uh, I think I've seen it once, and maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I see the Ascension all the time, and the Ascension's like $40 for some reason, and
the one
Carrie
that's like
Lowell's like
giant.
17.
Yeah, yeah, his stuff is not that expensive, surprisingly. Um, yeah, just some interesting tidbits
Yeah.
there.
He's just one of those guys that just whoosh,
Yeah,
everything to the point where it's kind of chaotic to look at his Spotify page, but
yeah.
it's all gold so far. I haven't seen him miss at all.
No, not in the four records, I guess. Unless it's a record. I'm not gonna
Oh,
say it's
it's
an
a
EP.
record. He calls it an EP, but it's an hour long. It's an album.
Yeah,
I'm calling it.
and there's enough substance here that it doesn't feel
Oh,
like an EP.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
of the four records I've heard, pretty dang solid. I would say that this is probably the worst one, but that's not really saying
It's
a
not
lot.
saying much at all.
Because it's still really solid. So, yeah, might have to play some Age of Ads. Maybe do some Seven Swans.
Yes.
We'll see. Maybe the Call Me by Your Name soundtrack.
Ooh.
Oh,
We could do the Carrie and Lowell live album so we can get a live reaction to the Hotline Bling Sufjan cover. I've heard it already, but it's pretty great.
I've also heard the live album, so I don't know if that would really work.
That probably wouldn't work. But
It's really good. If you've not
good.
heard
It's
it,
amazing.
you should listen to the live version. Even though I think it's quite a bit longer, but it
yeah, it's an hour and a half.
yeah, all the
twice as long
songs are
as the-
just kind of
Oh, they're
expanded.
amazing though. So.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, I guess now it's time to spin a wheel. Wheel.
Wheel.
I wonder what's going to happen.
Nothing good.
Well, that's true. Uh-oh. No.
Oh no!
That was so
Dang
close.
I was so ready for that.
I was
I was
not.
so ready for that. Oh.
Well.
Well.
Wait. Oh, okay. Let me. Oh, I was on the wrong tab. That's it. Okay. Not me. Baby. Wait, no. This is Bab Jab. This is a
Bab Jab.
disaster.
This is. Oh boy.
Okay, here we go.
Wow, every album I want is long right now. Okay. It's crazy.
Man, you got a lot of good stuff on here.
I do. I was so ready to pick a yikes. I was just ready for it.
Oh
ooh,
man, I'm looking at your
Ooh.
yikes. That's rough.
yeah, it is rough, but it's I need it. I think I'm gonna go a deeper understanding the war on drugs. I want to do Janet Jackson, but I need to listen to this record because that one song will not leave my head. So
Okay. Yeah,
I
that
need to
sounds
do this
good.
one first.
Yeah. I could be down for some war on drugs. It's good stuff.
So lucky.
I know. I was scared for a moment.
I actually would have had to like really think about which one I wanted to, because all of them are ones I like really want.
Oh man. I don't even know. Yeah, that's rough. Is this the same feeling you get when looking at my yikes?
Yes, because I know it's not even going to be good quality when I look at your yikes, though.
Yes. That's the good
Macho
part.
Man Randy Savage.
You never know.
Yeah,
Maybe it's really good.
it could be, but we'll never know. Yeah. Join us next time for The War on Drugs, a deeper understanding. We listened to Thinking of a Place in the Best Songs Ever video, and I cannot stop. So
Yes.
it's got to happen. I know everybody wants Janet Jackson. That's next on my on my list for the Goodwill. I just need to get this album out of the way so this can like leave my head. Um, but we will go to Janet soon, I swear.
We better, because I'm also looking forward to Janet Jackson.
Yes.
Just not enough to put it on my wheel. Also, I think the one overlap we have is that we both have Nick Drake.
We do have this same Nick Drake
Brighter
one.
later, both in
I
good.
was also considering that one heavily.
Yes, I'd be down for some Nick
Yeah.
Drake. Maybe if a good comes up for me, maybe.
Perhaps.
But actually, yeah, that probably would be what I pick. Honestly, just looking at my list right now. So, yeah. Who knows? But yeah, next week, War on Drugs. War on Drugs is great. I need to listen to
Absolutely.
that other record again. I need to
It's like
put that on
such a
rotation.
sleeper band. Like I've always known of their existence, but I always thought they just kind of like fell down in this little indie rock category. And then we listened to the first record, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
It had the snail mail Lush effect for me, where it was like I did not expect it to just stick with me that much. But yeah,
yeah,
good stuff.
yeah. I've now that I am a mailman delivering mail, I need to put that on. While
True.
I listen to so much music in the truck.
It is the road trip album.
Yeah, it would be great. I'll do that. So, there we go. Perfect. So next week, we're on drugs. Yeah, I think that'll do it. We do a podcast and a Twitter. Going hard in the podcast. I feel like recently we're actually getting some decent views on YouTube. Nothing too crazy, but
my god!
people are watching it. That's cool.
It only took us 200 and some
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah. But I appreciate it. I see you guys. Hopefully it's not too rambly, even though I know that's the entire thing.
That is what podcasts are.
Yeah,
so.
that is what podcasts are. That's true. But yeah, they're not edited at all.
No.
Just add a theme song. But yeah, I think that'll do it. Unless you have anything else you want to share or plug.
No, I am done.
Me too.